Alright, welcome back to Master Guitar, where you will learn how to master guitar. So today I got my Epiphone, or my Gibson Les Paul Standard. Some stuff I never knew about this Les Paul Standard. Apparently this is the 1958 reissue. Not that Gibson ever had a Les Paul Standard in a white with this cream trim. It almost looks like instead of finishing it black, they just took a black Les Paul and finished it white. Ultra rare guitar. Apparently the other ones in this finish all had the mint green tuning knobs, mint green plastic parts. This one, no. Okay, so let's talk today about the our diatonic modes. So the first of the modes you've already learned, and that is your Ionian mode. Now you're thinking in terms of that being the C major scale, and of course wherever you put the root note right here is what the scale is. So if this is on C, it's a C major scale, or C Ionian. If you put it here, it's B Ionian, or A sharp Ionian, A Ionian, E Ionian, so let's talk about the next mode to learn, which would be your Dorian mode. So the Dorian mode is your brightest of your minor modes. Make sure you check out the Music Theory 1 video, which I'll put a link to up here. You know, the standard thing, that thing that just popped up there. If you change your mind and you're wondering where, you know, how to view that again, you don't have to back up to this point again and hope it pops out. You'll see a little thing over there in the corner. You click on that, it drops down a window right here, and it shows you, you know, anything I've got links to. Alright, so one of the things I look for is my threes whenever I'm learning a mode, or when I learned all my modes back in the mid-80s. So you should have a big, wide group right there of three notes that are whole step, whole step. What I'm talking about with the brightest of the modes is when on that video you'll see I talked about the list of the minor modes, which one was the first ones to take a sharp, which one was the last ones to take a sharp. That determined which ones were the brightest and darkest of your minor modes, the brightest and darkest of your major modes. So modes and scales here being interchangeable, the only difference between it is a D minor chord and a scale. So I look for my triple. Because these are sections where I can get some really fast riffs running like that. Because these are my speed spots. So where I've got a change, that should be a moment to slow down, but here I can actually recover the speed because I got that. So now I just have to switch up like this. One more thing when it comes to speed. You're going to find that your speed increases if you're keeping a hand position that is like this, the minute I tip my hand like this, which is more comfortable, I actually lose speed. So, one of the things about any of your minor modes, Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian, you can put a pentatonic scale in there. It's going to have a slightly different feel. So, and I talked about that in the pentatonic lesson, which I should put a link to up here. Again, I'm going to redo a lot of these lessons so that they're more consistent, more professional. So if you take a pentatonic scale, now you're losing some of the feel there because you're not hearing a backing track, which I had meant to make a backing track for today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to put a separate video where you can hear the tonality of the Dorian mode versus the Aeolian and the Phrygian. Because you got that, C, F, G. It gets brighter. Now we got a slightly darker feel there because that's the Phrygian. And back into Aeolian. So the Dorian mode is D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And so we got on the 6th string 10, 12, 13. That's your D, E, F. Now you got G, A, B, which is 10, 12, 14 on the 5th string. Here's your triples: 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14. 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Technically, if I'm running this, that's the Mixolydian mode in its major. But once again, it's 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14. Now we got to get to our 12, 13, 15 on the 2nd string, and 12, 13, 15. Now once we hit, that's Locrian, Ionian, that's our relative major right there, Dorian. So that's something to prepare, is as you're playing through this, you learn the scale. And keep coming back to D. Because what your brain's going to want to do is it's going to want to resolve it back to 1. Which would be right there. But we need to keep you on the Dorian mode, which is to keep on that D. Now, one of the great things about the Dorian mode is you can kind of fudge halfway through into a major feel. Because it's not quite a, like the Phrygian, which is your next mode we'll learn. really easy, really short lesson. Practice that, play with it, get that into your brain. Because that's your D minor against the C. And it's so cold, my guitar's gone out of tune. All right, remember, comment, like, subscribe, leave a comment saying what kind of stuff you'd like to learn this year. And remember, the only thing between you and mastering the guitar is the time you spend on it. We'll see you next time. Bye.